So imagine this, right? Picture it. Your father decides to rebel against the Iron Throne and it goes disastrously wrong. And you wind up paying the punishment by being taken from your home at the age of like 10 years old and forced to go and live as a hostage with the enemy. That's pretty much what happened to Theon Greyjoy. It all started because his father, Lord Balon Greyjoy, thought, I can rebel. Why not? I want the independence that the Iron Islanders always strive for. Balon had always been fairly ambitious and he'd always wanted to separate the Ironborn from the rest of Westeros. They want to do their own thing. So Balon makes the calculation that because Robert Baratheon has only been on the Iron Throne for a short time, that he can pull this off, that he can finally secure independence once again for the Iron Islands. They won't have to listen to the Iron Throne, they won't have to follow the rules, they can do what they want. But it doesn't work. And the Iron Throne comes with a vengeance. You've got Robert Baratheon, Ned Stark, Tywin Lannister, Sir Barristan Selmy, Jorah Mormont, Thoros of Myr, like lots of big name characters are there fighting on the side of the crown. So the Greyjoys, they didn't stand a chance. Theon's two older brothers actually died during this failed rebellion. Theon is now his father's heir. He's the only son left standing, and that makes him a highly prized asset. And the belief is if they take Theon and hold him hostage, but call it holding him as a ward, that Balon will behave, that he won't attempt any more rebellions, lest something happen to his only living son. Now, Balon Greyjoy didn't seem to feel all that bad about any of this. Like, he's a bit of a douche. He's not winning Father of the Year. Theon's mother, on the other hand, who had no say in this matter, she was devastated. And she, looking back, looks at Theon like he's still 10 years old. Like, she asks Yara/Asha, she says, is my baby boy home? Is he back? And she's like, no, mother, not this time. In her eyes, her son was taken from her at 10 years old. She'd lost two of her sons in this failed rebellion, and she never got over it. I think sometimes Theon's time at Winterfell can be romanticised. I think I do it occasionally because in a way, it was the best thing that could have happened to Theon, but it's not to say that it wasn't horrible for a 10-year-old kid. He's taken hundreds of miles from home. He's plonked in a strange environment around people who he doesn't know, who look at him as the enemy. Like, your family are troublemakers. It's why Theon has such a chip on his shoulder. It's why he always punches down every chance he gets with Jon Snow. It's just to make himself feel a bit better because Theon is very insecure, because he knows I'm here against my will. Like, yes, the Starks treat me fairly well and he gets on well, especially with Robb, but he's still an outsider. I think growing up at Winterfell probably was better for Theon, despite how horrible it must have been, especially at the beginning. I imagine he felt very lonely at first, but the environment at home wasn't great. His father is not a nice man. His mother wasn't well. And at least at Winterfell, Theon did grow up within a family, even though he felt like an outsider in a way that Jon always kind of felt like an outsider. But it was better that than growing up on Pike with that family dynamic. So it's a bittersweet thing. On the one hand, a 10-year-old is plucked from his home and he's forced to pay the price for his father's mistake. But at the same time, it's one of those meant to be kind of things because Theon goes through ups and downs because of his time with the Starks, and he's always torn. Am I a Stark? Am I a Greyjoy? Can I be both of these things? Do I have to pick? And for a long time, Theon really struggled, and his father made him feel bad, as if Theon chose to go and live with the Starks. Balon very conveniently omits the part where it's his fault that Theon had to go, and he uses it against Theon like he had any say in the matter. But now Theon, in the books, because he's been through hell with Ramsay Bolton and that whole situation as Reek, he's starting to realise that he doesn't have to pick between Greyjoy or Stark. It's not one or the other.